Hello, Namaskaram. This is Mithun Das. Today, I want to tell you about a seemingly harmless but possibly dangerous mistake that majority of the people on social media are doing. Well, that mistake is promoting hatred and crime in our society. Now, you will definitely be feeling that you have never done this, but unknowingly, most of you are doing this on a regular basis. Let me tell you how. Now, when you come across a news on a hate speech or a planned crime by any organization, most of you will be trying to oppose such a crime in the society by posting, sharing, and circulating such news on various social media platforms, which is a good thing until that. But then, in an effort to let the world know who is behind this, you also shout out the names of organizations behind this, and that is where you are making the blunder. Because then, by shouting out names and ideologies through those negative posts and shares, you are indirectly promoting those crimes and wicked ideologies. And also, you are prompting them to do more such heinous acts. Confused? Let me explain. If you look closely at the pattern of crimes happening in the recent years, there are few strange similarities that you can notice. For instance, we can see a hate crime of a group of criminals vandalizing religious institutions and doing various acts to incite communal violence. And their faces may be covered, but their organizational identity is left wide open and deliberately made visible by shouting out slogans on their ideologies. Now understand that them revealing their organizational identity was not a mistake, because most such incidents get sensational media coverage, and with breaking news, talk shows, debates, and massive social media shares, this will force the police to catch a few random people, and that in most cases would mark the end of that story. Here you are made to believe that justice is going to get delivered and the media achieves their TRP rating. But the sad reality that you don't realize is that those criminals will be out on bail the next day, and this won't be on the news as it does not have any much sensational news value. Now, despite your posts and media stunts for weeks, there will be no proof to connect these criminals to any major organizations. But then, all your negative posts and news coverage so far have already given them a whole lot of free publicity and recognition to their organization with no harm done to them. So now, who do you think is the loser and who is the winner? Because in the case of publicity, there is absolutely nothing called negative publicity. And on the contrary, negative publicity has much higher rates than positive publicity. Now, to give you a more clarity on this, I will give a few more examples. The biggest example in India would be from Gujarat. Now, after the Gujarat riots in 2002, there was one name that had been doing rounds all across the country. All the media channels, newspapers, political magazines, etc., all over the country was filled with hatred for him, to the extent that even the United States denied visa to him due to the unpopularity he had at that time. So, did those negative publicity destroy him or end his political career? Well, that person is none other than Shri Narendra Modi, the current Prime Minister of India for the second term at a stretch. And with millions of followers across the globe, he has emerged to be one of the most powerful leaders in the world. Now, even the United States, who once denied entry visa to him, now calls him out as the nation's friend. Now, one thing to be noted in this particular scenario is that Shri Narendra Modi or his organization never planned any of these negative publicity stunts. The prominent opposition leaders at that time considered this to be a possible weapon to destroy Modi's political career using negative publicity, but then he was capable enough to outsmart them by utilizing all those negativities in his favor. Now, my objective here has got nothing to do with what good or bad Shri Narendra Modi or BJP have done. My topic today is purely non-political, and my intention is only to show what negative publicity can do. I will definitely be making another video on national political scenario, but later. Now, coming back to the topic, as the negative publicity against BJP and Shri Modi have increased, their popularity also seems to have increased. Now, because even with so much of negative publicity against BJP before the last elections, the results in 2019 showed an increase of 6% in their votes when compared to their previous 2014 elections. Well, thanks to a very effective negative campaign against them. Now, do you believe that this was just a coincidence? Let me clarify with a few more examples. Now, there are many other cases across the world, including those who deliberately use negative publicity to be successful. And the most prominent case of deliberate negative publicity would be of Kim Kardashian, who was a pretty much unknown makeup artist until 2007, when her sex tape with one of her former boyfriends got released by a popular pornographic film production company. She then received overnight fame with this incident, and immediately, within the next few months, she used that fame to launch her successful TV show called Keeping Up with the Kardashians, which is ongoing from 2007 till date. Some people might find this to be a shameless act. Well, it is, but then she is now a respected celebrity and a highly successful businesswoman. Now, we do have many success stories from negative publicity in India, such as the bandit queen Phulan Devi, Sunny Leone, Sarita Nair, and so many more. In Kerala, we have a goofy movie maker named Santosh Pandit, whose movies became box office hits only because the people were too curious to see how worse can a movie be made. Now, if you're still trying to fight these criminals by publicizing their names on social media, it's high time that you realize that your efforts are more like trying to kill a fish by holding it underwater. By giving negative publicity, you are giving them exactly what they want, and that is popularity. And if your intention is to make a positive change, then share positivity. Highlight only the good deeds and developments done by politicians, and give media silence to all those political and religious hate crimes. Because the current political scenario is perfect for dirty politicians. They don't really have to do any work or development in the society. All they need to do to win elections and to stay in power is to bring out more crimes and corruption in the opposition party. Now, in such a scenario, instead of choosing a good leader, you are only choosing the lesser of two evils. That's like choosing between two serial killers to live with. One doing comparatively less number of murders doesn't make that killer a good human, doesn't he? And that is the worst kind of choice that anyone should ever make. The comparison should only be between positivity and development. Once they realize that only goodness will be appreciated, all these corrupt leaders and politicians will be forced to do good deeds and developments to be in popularity and in power. And above all, choose your posts responsibly before sharing. Thank you all. This is Mithun Das. Nandhi Namaskaram and have a good day. Thank you.